All right, you guys, so this video is going to be a sneak peek at a custom motorcycle that one of my really good buddies is, well, he is not actually currently building it. The bike is absolutely completed. So I went over his house last week. During the beginning of the week, I caught a rain day at work, so hit him up. He's been working on this bike for a while. It is a twin cam swap FXR. This bike is absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The attention to detail on this bike, the colorways, every step of the project has been amazing. He's been sending me pictures and communicating with me along the way to building this bike. So it's one of my buddies, Aaron. He's A_Reed on Instagram. He's built a bunch of really high quality motorcycles. He builds these motorcycles and they are top notch. They are some of the best bikes out right now. I don't know if you guys seen one of my earlier videos where I had pictures of his motorcycle that he brought down to Daytona. It was a Road King that he turned into a police bike. Absolutely gorgeous. The detail on that bike, where he sourced the parts from, the way it all came together, you will never see another one ever again. He did sell that bike. So he started building an FXR. He's a highly custom person. He won't leave anything just stock or plain. So he decided he was going to take an FXR frame. He was going to weld the tabs in it, have all this done, powder coated frame, twin cam engine installed into the FXR frame. This bike is a powerhouse. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get right into this bike. All right, so these are a bunch of photos that I took of Aaron's FXR here. I went over there. A lot of these pictures are unedited. Some of them I did do some highlights on, but this thing is an absolute monster. This bike looks gorgeous from every angle. All the small details just bring this bike together. Original FXR OEM crash guard, really hard to find. The paint on the rims, the way all these lines just work together to bring out that powder coated frame. The way that all the pinstriping, all the panels, the windows on this paint perfectly go together with the simplicity of this bike. It's absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about the quality of this bike and every little detail and the amount of work and time that went into it. These rotors look absolutely amazing on here. Brembo brakes, the lines on the rims themselves where the rim flares out and how that paint follows with it perfectly. The powder coating on this bike is flawless. It looks like a mirror. Like when I'm telling you that I could have shaved my face looking into the paint of this bike, I could definitely do that all day long. The way that the powder coating completely matches and the way this bike flows, you can tell how much time and effort was placed into this motorcycle. So I love the way that this Thunder header looks on here. I know Aaron's not a huge fan of the Thunder header, but I just think it looks classic on this motorcycle. The chain drive kit, the Legend suspension. I took a bunch of pictures of the front angle of this bike because like that rim is just gorgeous. The way these Brembos sit on there, it just looks like it's not even from this earth. I haven't seen anything like this on any of the FXRs I've seen, and I've went to a lot of bike shows here this year. Went to a bunch of specific FXR bike shows, and I have not seen one this clean. So when Aaron called me, told me everything he did about having the frame sent out, all the tabs welded on perfectly, all the spacing issues that he ran into and had to design and fabricate around, the shifter linkage needed to be brought out to a certain spec so that it wasn't hitting. I mean, just the amount of time, energy, and passion that was put into this bike, you can see it on every inch of this motorcycle. That frame is absolutely gorgeous. The powder coated frame to me sets this bike apart light years ahead of any of the other FXRs that I have seen on the market. Definitely got to give a shout out to Vulgar. They make the best stuff on the planet. Check them out. The air cleaner is sick. Yeah, this shift linkage is completely customized. If you guys just look at the foot controls, look at that shifter arm, everything here has been customized to make this engine work perfectly inside of this frame, to space everything out. I mean, look at the coil pack. Everything here is just a labor of love. The amount of passion that went into this bike to get this thing looking this clean. Trust me, it's not as easy as just throwing this engine into this bike. So this is an anniversary twin cam engine. It is in an FXR frame. He's got the FXR Forever mount, the Legends. I mean, every angle of this bike, like I said, is gorgeous. I could have sat there for 10 hours just staring at this motorcycle and admiring it from all kinds of different angles. So I hope you guys get to see this motorcycle. Even this custom offset that he used here for the rear shock to get the spacing in between the rear shock and the strut mounts up top. I mean, the detail here is insane. If you ever get a chance to check this bike out, I highly recommend that you spend at least an hour going over and looking at all the small details, all the painstaking measurements that were taken to make this bike work. And this thing is a speed demon. You're talking about a twin cam engine dropped into a custom hand-built, one-off, hand-welded frame, limited edition frames that are no longer made. The quality of this bike I haven't seen anywhere else. So I hope you guys are loving these pictures. This is one of my favorites, where you could see the pinstriping on the front fender matching them highlights of the gold on black on them rims, the Screamin' Eagle fork brace. I mean, everything about this bike is absolutely gorgeous. It just lines up so nicely. Everything on the bike, man, I just can't say enough about it. That's my favorite picture that I took of this bike so far. Just the details, the beauty in every inch of this bike. I'm almost speechless when I try to talk about it. I hope you guys go follow _Reed on Instagram. Hope you guys follow him along on his journey here. This dude makes some absolutely killer machines. So right here was the walk around of the bike. Just wanted to kind of give you guys that firsthand look of what I got to experience. I'm definitely humbled that I have friends like this in the industry that can create works of functional art here. This bike is not just a show bike. These things perform. He gets them all dyno tuned. They run to the limit. I mean, every bike he's built is pushing like 120 horsepower. They're all monsters. These engines are just insane. So if you guys do have an Instagram, go follow him. Make sure you check some of the stuff he posts. Absolutely amazing. You're not going to find anything like this anywhere else. So thank you guys for staying tuned, and I hope you enjoy this bike as much as I do. Definitely the baddest FXR in the United States.